My question is for the Associated Minister of Small Business. Speaker, small businesses are the backbone of our economy, and this was so evident when Minister and I visited a small family-owned business in my riding called Palma Pasta. And congratulations to the Petrucci family for being a staple of Italian cuisine and Italian culture in Mississauga. However, the federal government is making it even harder for small businesses to survive and thrive with its massive 23% hike in the punitive carbon tax to $80 per ton. This job-killing tax is already increasing the cost on everything, from heating to electricity, transportation, and raw materials. Small businesses are already struggling under the weight of high inflation, supply chain disruptions, and labour shortages. This new carbon tax increase is yet another burden. Speaker, can the Associate Minister please further explain the impact the carbon tax has had on Ontario small businesses?
The Associate Minister for Small Business.
Thank you, Speaker, and of course to my amazing colleague in Mississauga Centre for raising an issue that's facing so many small businesses across Ontario. Speaker, I have been hearing from entrepreneurs and job creators across our province about the devastating impacts the federal government's punishing 23% carbon tax increase to $80 per tonne will have on their operations and their bottom line. Speaker, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business warns that over half of small firms will be forced to raise prices, and the other half will need to freeze or reduce wages. These are real, on-the-ground effects of this tax increase, Speaker, with small businesses being forced to make difficult decisions that could impact their abilities to support many families. This tax hike is not just a financial burden for these businesses, it's a threat to the livelihoods of hardworking entrepreneurs. But unlike the opposition Liberals and NDP, this government, this Premier will continue being the voice of Ontario's small businesses and will continue to tell Ottawa to scrap the tax.
Supplementary question.
And thank you to the Minister for her answer. The contrast couldn't be more clear. Under the leadership of the Premier, we are supporting small businesses across the province. Speaker, with many small businesses already struggling to repay their CEBA loans, the carbon tax is only adding further challenges. They need relief, not more taxes. Speaker, the opposition used to be all talk and no action. But now, all of a sudden, they're staying silent when the federal Liberals are hiking this job-killing carbon tax. And so is the queen of the carbon tax, Bonnie Crombie. I think her new name should be Carbon Crombie, because there isn't a single tax that she doesn't love. Our government has the backs of our hardworking entrepreneurs and job creators, and we've got the record to prove it. But we know that more must be done. Speaker, can the Associate Minister tell the House how our government is pushing back against the carbon tax and its negative impacts?
The Associate Minister for Small Business.
Thank you, Speaker, and again to the great member. Our government has been listening to the concerns of small business owners and entrepreneurs about the devastating effects of the federal carbon tax increase. Unlike the opposition, we understand that overly burdensome taxes and costs make it harder for these job creators to survive, let alone invest and grow. It's simple economics, Speaker. CFRB estimates each business is owed approximately $2,637 in rebates, and yet the Liberals and NDP have been completely silent. Well, our government has had the backs of Ontario's 2 million hardworking small business employees and owners from day one, and that's why we will continue to send another letter to my federal counterparts demanding Ottawa finally return the $2.5 billion it has withheld in promised carbon tax rebates to small businesses since 2019. Speaker, we will keep pushing the federal government relentlessly.
Thank you. Thank you very much.